Traveling okay getting in here? Roads cleared? Pretty good? Sounds like it. They're probably getting better now. They're slushy for sure. Yeah.
In fairness, all three
Okay.
of my boys love the casino food though because the seafood and it's all you can eat. And my oldest is
Okay. So, how was stuff for today? How was stuff for today? Project?
Good, good, yeah.
Claps in a good a thumbs up.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah, that one was good.
There wasn't much. That was good. More like that, please. There wasn't much math in it. I mean, actually, the only math involved was the first like half of it, the password question.
Right, and the other, you couldn't have a broken finger.
That's correct. To use your pinky.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah, you could use your pinky. Yeah, we could do that.
The second part is my favorite part of that project, just because that is so often how statistics is done nowadays.
Is it? Yeah.
Honestly, because the thing is, now I don't know how many of you read past the Monte Carlo part to the alternate justifications that I did. Like, here's how you actually do some of those problems, and it's a lot, but you can do them. You can do them, but it does take a lot. And the thing about it is, this is where I get into fights with my academic friends all the time. There are classes that teach you that kind of math. It's like 243 on steroids, is what it is. They're called combinatorics classes, and you learn all those cool symbols, combinations, permutations, combinations with replacement, permutations with replacement, without replacement. And they're great. They're great, but they're just not applicable to most people's lives. That's the part that gets me. I mean, I can teach you that stuff. I used to teach some of that stuff in 243, and I realized as I went through, I'm only appealing to 2 or 3 people in a class of 30 or 35. And that doesn't make any sense to me. I'd rather hit the majority of you and then at least wet your whistle if you want to try it some other way. Here's what I was doing. But my favorite part about that project too, one of my favorite parts, is the fact that one question about what's the chance of dealing, or I'm making up now because I can't remember, dealing a flush sitting 2 to the right of the dealer, or whatever the hell that one problem was. You can't do that in closed form. You have to do it with simulation. Like, there's no way, because you'd have to figure out which cards were being dealt. They're not independent events, right? The trick about the chickens, doing the chickens in class, you can assume that it's 90% every time you buy a bird because there's so many birds.
Right.
And it really doesn't matter what Max grabs first, the second's still 90%. Playing poker, sure as hell matters, doesn't it? Of course it matters. If that dude next to you got the ace of spades and you're shooting for a royal flush with spades, you can't.
Right, it's impossible.
It's impossible. But if he didn't, it's still possible for you and you can measure it, unless the dude next to him got the ace of spades or the queen of spades. So then it becomes card counting, right? But card counting isn't even 100%, it just maximizes likelihood of knowing who has what or who can't have what based on what's left. So that's why I love the Monte Carlo stuff. You can actually sit down and work. If you ever look at like a Hoyle's Rules of Games book, if you ever like figure out like, I need to know what beats what in poker. And they give you the, royal flush beats a 4 of a kind beats a full house beats a 2 pair. Whenever you look at how they calculate those, because they give you the calculations, they give you the hierarchy of what hand beats what, and they also give you the calculations of how they got that. It always says if you deal 5 cards to 1 player. It never says if you're playing in a game with 6 other people. It says if I go, what's the chance of getting a full house? What's the chance of getting 2 pair?
Oh.
It never is, there's no, you have to have like this crazy table that goes this way and this way. Actually, it probably have to be like a 3 or 4 dimensional table. Because you have to have the number of players in the game, your position with respect to the dealer.
All the cards coming down.
Yes, and then the hands coming down. It'd be a fun table to make, actually. But nobody does it. For the reason that you couldn't print it on a 2-dimensional page because there's too many variables. So simulation saved the day again, which is super fun. And I love the super counting part of it just because it's now that you know the super counting part, you also understand the problem I posed to you guys like 2 weeks ago. I don't think a lot of you believed it then. I said a former student sent me a hypothesis that when you take a deck of cards and shuffle it, that order in that deck of cards right then has most likely never been seen before in the history of the world, and most likely will never be seen again. And now you probably understand a little bit as to why that claim is pretty believable. Because I think somewhere in that project, I actually worked out how many decks of cards there are. 52 bang, bang! Love that sound, bang. 52 bang is if you take a deck of cards and drop it on the ground. Actually, you don't, put it in a line, deal them all out one at a time. That's the number, 52 bang is the number of possible orders of cards you could have. How big was that number? Do you remember the project? It was stupid. We're talking trillions of trillions of trillions of trillions big. How old is the Earth? What's the commonly accepted estimate? Couple?
6 billion.
6 billion years or something like that? So you're talking if you were to deal and take that out of seconds.
But
So
humans have only been around for a while.
But even if they weren't, even if the deck of cards popped out at the Big Bang too, and started getting shuffled by some protozoa. What the hell? Even if you, make it up words, even if that happened, you still wouldn't have exhausted all the possibilities for the shuffles. That's what I find amazing, that the size of 52 bang kind of hides how big that number is. It's easy to call it 52 bang, right? But remember exponential growth from your last math classes, exponential growth from your 105 or 111? This is like super exponential growth. Because it's like 1 times 2 times 3 times 4 times 5 times 6 times 7 times 8 times 52. It's just dumb how big it gets.
Yeah.
It's stupid. So it gives you another appreciation of how that, just the raw size of those numbers. So be careful when those politicians say, you spent a lot of money last year, $1.5 million. I say, screw you. You spent $26 billion on this and $1.2 trillion more in debt because of these programs. That's a lot of money. But we get lost in the Iliad, right? Trillion, billion, billion. They all take the same amount of time to say. I think a billion should take 1,000 times longer to say than a million. That's what I think.
And the trillions.
And a trillion should be 1,000 times longer than a billion, which make it 1,000,000 times longer than a million.
It just rolls right after billion. It's like
does.
Billion, trillion.
What about the quadrillion? We're not that far from quadrillion, probably.
Yeah.
Piss me off. Anyway, but this, so with super counting, basically the idea of super counting is teaching you how to count big things without actually counting them. That's the idea, is don't count them, but figure out a way to count them without counting them. Fair? What's fun is that one where I got 52 bang for you when I put that big number in your project, your calculator won't do 52 bang except for scientific notation. You have to go online and find an online page that will actually show you that many digits. And they're not that easy to find. A lot of them just default to scientific notation. You have to then go in and find one that'll show you all those, 500 decimal places or whatever it is. It's pretty fun. Pretty fun. Cool?
Cool.
All right. Quiz is okay. Gambler's Ruin. Anybody tried Gambler's Ruin? Is that a fun one? Nobody tried it? That's okay if you didn't. It's totally fine if you didn't. That was a guaranteed way of making $1 in Vegas. Spend infinite to make $1. That's the moral of the story. Is it will take you an infinite amount of money to make $1 on average. That's the moral of the story. So, anyway, you did that already anyway.
That was the moral of the story.
The moral of the story, the moral of that quiz. Because somebody kept asking it, it was like a term or two ago. That quiz was a relatively new quiz because somebody kept asking, like, as I described to him, the betting, just keep doubling down your bet. If you lose, keep doubling down, keep doubling down. And eventually you win $1. And he's like, well, eventually you win $1. I'm like, yes, but how much will it cost you to do that? He's like, well, maybe it costs you $1 to make $1. I'm like, maybe. That's half the time. But in the remainder, it might take you, right, and you start doubling down, and you start actually measuring all those double downs, and you start to realize that it grows exponentially. So it's your cost to make $1 back. So, Sarah Palin, you want to try that one?
Yeah.
Good. Was it okay? Decent?
Yeah,
Good?
Getting the graph and all that, and I worked it, but
Good. I look forward to seeing it.
yeah.
And if you don't look forward to seeing it, that's okay too. That's all right. That's okay. I look forward to seeing it. Did you use the TI or Excel?
I use the TI.
TI. Linda, YouTube, TI, Excel.
Here's the picture. One graph.
Oh, it's gorgeous! Look at that freaking thing. It's beautiful. I didn't expect that. So nice. It's a beautiful graph. I'm more excited now. Yes. Good. Good. Anyway, next week I got a few fun things planned for you guys next week. I got a Pascal's quiz, which explains. I promised it this week and I forgot to link it. So it's the quiz that explains for the chicken distributions those numbers: the 4, the 6, the 2, the 3. We kept multiplying by those multiplier numbers. There's a pattern in those. And I forgot to get the quiz this week for you guys, so I'm going to put that quiz up for next week. That's one. I've got another binomial quiz related to that, and I've got a standard normal quiz. I might link that one, I might not. We'll see. Let me see you guys once next week. And I think I might hold off on the standard normal quiz because of that. Because for Thanksgiving, right? I won't see you guys on Thursday, so I'm tempted to not put a standard normal quiz up for you guys because of that. Yeah, Linda, please.
So when are our quizzes for next week going to be?
It'll have to be on Tuesday. Well, you know what I can do? I'll just make the due date 8:15 on Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Why don't I just do that? I mean, that way, not that I expect you in class, obviously, but that gives you more time to work on them.
You mean 10:15?
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
I didn't say that. Thursday. We'll make them do Thursday. that way you have time to work on them if you need more time. But I won't then make the quizzes on later stuff necessarily. Let's make them binomial, because that last thing we're still in the middle of talking about the binomial distribution because of a number of reasons, because we've lost Veterans Day and because of whatever else. But so let's make them binomial quizzes, and we're going to get into something called the standard normal distribution today. But I think I'll hold the quiz for that until the week after, which is the last week of class. God, really? It is, right? Next week's week 9. This is week 8.
So what's the date? Is it the 12th or the 13th or something?
What date?
The last day?
I do not know the answer to that question.
Oh, fine.
What's the last day of class? Oh.
It's either a Tuesday or a Thursday. It's on the schedule page. I always default to that. I put it on the schedule page 10 weeks ago and then stopped thinking about it. My answer to everything.
Well, our
I have very little RAM. Is that the right word? RAM. I have very little RAM. Very few gigs of RAM up here. Not much going back and forth.
Yeah.
Storage. I think I'm
Our
using the
other
right term. Using the right
project
term.
will
Is
be
it
due the
RAM?
10th week.
RAM. Okay, thanks, Eric.
right.
Say that
Other
again?
projects due the 10th week.
Right. You got your false positives, false negatives project. That's not due till 2 weeks from now.
Right, that'd be 2 weeks from now, and then the week after that.
I think the week after that is your
fine.
last class meeting. And the last class meeting, you'll already have turned your exam in. It's due like in Blackboard like everything else. We need to have a real quick survey to do in class. I have to have you here by contract. I have to have you in the room for like...
The final?
But not for the final. The final you'll have already turned in. Like the first exam, remember how you had the first exam due like 3 weeks ago and you had it submitted before the last day, before you came that day? Same thing. But I have to have you in this room for a summative evaluation by contract.
Then that's on like
Yeah.
the 11th, right?
Sure.
Yeah, that's-
Whatever the schedule says. I seriously can't remember anything. I have no memory at all. So whatever it says. Yeah. Cool?
Yeah.
Awesome. So I'll get a few more. I know I've been watching your guys' quizzes. You guys are getting quizzes in. I'm totally stoked. But I know some people also need a few more. I've got at least one more in-class one planned for this class. And I'll have plenty out of class too. But keep an eye on the progress reports as they come out. If you're done with your quizzes, you can be done with your quizzes. You don't have to do anymore if you've got your 10 in. Please, Lynn.
Is that going to negatively affect us on trying to complete our exam?
Not necessarily. Well, you don't have to turn them in, is what I'm getting at. You don't have to have them in by their due. You can still do them and not turn them in. If you're unsure, you can ask me questions about them. I'm still going to keep posting solution videos. Like today when I go back, I'll put the link solutions to these quizzes. So they'll still be there. You can still do them, but not have to feel like you have to submit them to me. So it's hard to say. I mean, yeah, it's hard to say if it will or not, but I'll make the opportunity there for you if you want to. Cool? All right. That's a very evasive answer. Cool? All right, let's talk about max and the binomial distribution and how they are one and the same with this one. We left with this, right? Last time?